We have to live with ourselves every day. And most of us are attempting to lead ourselves with care and candor in our own life and not being viciously self critical. So sometimes it doesn't happen. And were thinking that you made a business decision and a variance. If that happens too many times in a row and you're still letting yourself get away with it, what do you recommend in that instance?
Yeah, first we got to call it like it is. It's self-sabotage.
Yes.
And I always like to make this subtle yet significant, categorization of two types of sabotage. There's this capital S, big obvious sabotage. That's the gambling, it's the addiction, it's the infidelity, it's making these huge promises and not doing a single thing, leaving others out to dry. Where then there's the lowercase, a little less sabotage, which is, for example, hitting the snooze button a few times, skipping a workout, a meditation, not making calls today, not sending that follow-up email in a timely manner, where independently on their own as a one-off, no big deal. Yet when they accumulate, like you're mentioning, they add up to pack a powerful punch of sabotage. So
Yes.
first, sometimes the big step, Bridget, is getting the person to recognize, like, oh crap, like I am sabotaging myself. I'm making excuses and justifications. And what we often find under that is a fear of success, failure, embarrassment, judgment, standing out. And even further underneath that, typically is a belief I'm not deserving, I'm not worthy, I'm not capable, I'm not good enough. And again, through non judgmental curiosity, for those of you listening, these are reflection questions you can ask yourself. We can get to the core of what's really the reason behind you shortcutting your way through these action steps. And then it's an opportunity to do the work to correct it.
Would you say that's the most impactful type of work that you do in your coaching?
Is going back to identify the fear and beliefs?
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, a belief is nothing more than a filter. It's the lens through which you see the world. It's the filter of your decision making and your action taking. The only challenge with that is scientists, researchers estimate about 95% of our beliefs are formed by the age of 7. So unfortunately, you didn't choose your beliefs, yet you're the only person who can do anything about it. You are filled with all of these beliefs. I like to say there's 4 core beliefs you have about yourself, about others, about life. And then I add the 4th one, belief around money. All of
Okay.
those 4 respective beliefs were embedded to you by your parents, your upbringing, your environment, and your sources of entertainment from a young age. So we've got to get to the crux of what you truly believe about X, Y, and Z. And if it's not working for you, we've got to take action to unlearn it and upgrade it.
What do you recommend in that area? So let's say you have identified these limiting beliefs or fears and uncovered, the origin or the core. And I understand it's complex, but what is a first step someone could take in creating change?
Yeah. So you'd be surprised. It's simpler, and I'm going to do my best to articulate it as simplistically as possible, with the caveat simple is not easy. Let me be very clear on that. Also, the other caveat is I'm biased. I am a credentialed hypnotherapist, so I use hypnosis to help my clients. And the way that I frame it is, all these beliefs that we're talking about, fears, any sabotaging behaviors, procrastination, perfectionism, imposter syndrome, or some of the common ones people experience, they're all learned, which means they can be unlearned. Yeah. So for me, hypnosis is my primary modality because it allows us to uncover and get to the source, the origin of when did you learn to be anxious? When did you learn you weren't enough? You don't deserve love. You don't deserve $1,000,000. And when we can get to the source, we can then do the work necessary to unlearn the beliefs and behaviors that were formed at that moment. Take that energy, because everything in life is energy, like literally the derivative of the word emotion, energy in motion. So we unlearn, we take that energy. Now we can use that boundless amount of energy to build the new beliefs, the new behaviors you need to ascend into the next best version of yourself.